Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folked Live.
Now the Longhorns have gone, and the Drovers have gone, the Comanches have gone, and the Outlaws are gone. Geronimo's gone, and Sambase is gone. The lion is gone, and the red fox is gone. Last night they checked his abode. He disappeared without even a word. And that night as the moon passed the mountain, one more coyote was heard. And they sang, please help me. Woo yip, woo yip, woo yip, woo yip, woo yip, woo yip. And a big soft end. Woo yip.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folked, the casual listening podcast anchored in our love of folk music with enough slack on the line to bring you into our worlds of Berlin, Limerick, and beyond. My name's Andrew.
No date this week?
No,
they
can't. I can't have people. I just now people tuning in purely to get the date of the week, and now they're like, it's too much. I can't deal with that kind of responsibility.
We're the only replacement for the talking clock. I wonder, is that still going? Where people used to dial into this, hear the clock, the time? Wasn't that a thing?
I heard it was a thing. I'm sure it probably was, but in the same way as teletext, I guess it just was a thing. And but maybe I don't know. I never called the talking clock.
It's going to be a demographic that we're just going to have to let down this week. The ones that want to know the date, they haven't got their shit together enough to know the date. We're sorry. Just that's not our bag. It's not what we're here for. We wish you all the best and a safe journey wherever you're going. My name is Edward Fully Baked Brophy. The sun is out here in Ireland, and the only thing hotter than my jocks right now are the chats, bants, and lols on this podcast. Bask in the electromagnetic radiation of the Get Folked podcast by subscribing to us on Substack. That really helps the podcast. Listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And smell us where you find us.
Smash that like button. Smash this like button right now. Any buttons you can see around you, smash it.
It's not going to be a like button left.
Just eject.
Yeah, got a lovely, very smooth intro there, Andy. Lovely song.
I do like Coyotes.
You do?
Yeah, I do like that song, Coyotes. I've never actually met a Coyote. Actually, before the gig last week, I had to, because I've always kind of, I had to YouTube the sounds of Coyotes.
Okay.
To make sure that, because I knew there was Kaia Gaea is from America or is American German, I knew she was going to bring Americans to it, and I was like, shit, I can't fake the Coyote. This isn't London, and this isn't just our standard Paddy's Day gig where people are just not even thinking about what's happening in front of. This is going to be a couple of serious Americans, and they want to hear true Coyotes.
Fact checking.
Possibly. Anyway, so I did. And also the question came back to me from one of our band members who said, how are you singing that song? You don't know the sound of Coyotes. Well, if you sang it before. And it's because I read phonetically off the sheet where it said, poo yip, poo yip, poo you.
No, but no, I I thought we heard that song on that documentary of the Grizzly Man. Wasn't that
Oh
the
yes,
end
and
end
that's the
song?
first place I heard it. But of course, he's doing the sound of a coyote. Edwards, Don Edwards, is the
Okay.
person that wrote the song. And
Hmm.
yes, the Grizzly Man was the end tune for the Grizzly Man. A very interesting documentary. If you are interested in watching Men Live with Bears,
Mhm.
ironically, that song is about. Well, I guess it's not ironic. It was intentionally put there because the song reminds me of the rare old times, in terms of just like
Mm.
wanting the old good old days. But yeah, I'm going to give spoilers away if I say anything else. So
Yeah.
it's a fitting end, I feel.
I think also uh, with the premise of with the premise being set of a man going to live among grizzly bears, the ending is also, I would say, predictable. It's more about the journey of
It's
how we
true.
get there.
That is
It's
true. That is
quite
true.
extraordinary.
Okay. Okay. Good point.
You know what I mean?
So in that sense, then the song is kind of funny because he got the rare old times. He got Grizzlies doing what Grizzlies do best.
We only got it one time though.
Well, I haven't
The
tried
rare old
again.
times, one time.
Yeah.
Most memorable part of that movie for me. Well, it was a memorable documentary. Really good. Two bears fighting. Do you ever see the one with two bears fighting, and one of them is just constantly shitting while it's fighting the other bear?
Well, you've said a thing there now. That's your own world of Netflix. Has did you see the one? So did I see the scene where it was the one scene is really because it sounded like you were saying an episode there. Did you see the one? Did I pick up on that wrong?
No, probably yeah. I meant there's a scene there where there's two bears fighting in that
Okay, sorry.
show, Grizzly Man,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the two bears are fighting next to the river, and just one of them is pooing the entire time. And, it just really stuck in my memory. Like I was like, I presume it's exertion, and but I mean, your man's going to get a shock if he turns him, isn't he? The other guy is going to get a shock if he kind of turns him and just like puts his face down.
Just
Like, no, what did you get that? You know, like that's real planning ahead.
I've only seen
He's planning like 2 or
horses.
3 moves ahead. Like, imagine if it was MMA or something, and you just saw one guy just shitting in the
One
corner
guy
of the ring.
shitting.
It's like, guess where you're going, buddy?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's got his
And
whole
there
fight
ain't
mapped out.
nothing in the rules about that, Joe Rogan. Nothing in the rules about that. I hope. I think. I don't know for sure, but I'll get AI on it pretty soon, and they'll tell me what they think. The general consensus of the internet is.
God, I watched 2 former flatmates when we all lived together play an MMA computer game, like a lot, you know, and it's very funny. It's just very funny because so much of the game action takes place with one man's head and the other man's crotch, for a long time, and they're both trying to do something technical with the buttons. So you just hear this furious like tapping of buttons, and the two of them know what's going on, but all I can see is 2 scantily clad men on the screen, like just
And
trying
in
to
the
skull
and in
fuck
the
each
room,
other.
as it turns out.
Oh yeah,
and in the
well
room.
they had to kind of get into the zone, so they also disrobed. No, that didn't happen.
They
Anyway.
were disrobed quite a bit.
They were actually, and then,
You were,
yeah,
you know, they're
yeah.
they're proud men. They're proud men,
Yeah.
and they should be.
I was very happy whenever I saw a robe. It meant it wasn't going to be a graphic evening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So-
So Grizzly Man, great
so Grizzly
song,
Man and
Really-
Coyote.
really
I
nice song.
chose that to be. I know I played the only one that I played last week was Pretty Polly, but that was because
Yeah.
as I said, we were going to do 2 songs, and the Coyote song was just I was actually thinking of doing I think I told you this, but not on the podcast. The Las Vegas Canyon. I think it's
What?
called Las Vegas Canyon. The Woody Guthrie song. Las Vegas
Las-
Canyon.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's the fire the sky plane caught fire over Las Vegas Canyon. It's like one of the
Oh.
canyon in Mexico. Basically, okay, to bring everyone back. So I was the live Get Folk podcast was going to be me starting with 2 songs, and they were the 2, Pretty Polly and Coyotes. But as it turned out, Yeah, so it was originally going to be Deportees. Is it? Oh, maybe it's called Deportees, or maybe it's called Las Vegas Canyon. I can't remember which one, but it's a song my father sings. But we're going to sing it. But turns out that song is hitting it way too close on the head right now in terms of just like political problems. Like if you listen to that song, it's just like, oh my god, this is exactly what everyone is pissed off about right now.
Okay,
so
you didn't want to be stirring the pot, is it, or what?
just not that I just don't want to be like, I'm making a statement here, like
Okay,
I'm not afraid to say my opinion. But one, it's not for the live show, and it's not for the podcast. We want to keep this light, fluffy. We as much as we can. The world's fucking dark enough.
It's very dark at the moment.
getting
That's why I wore
dark.
all white, Miss White T-shirt.
Just
You decided to embrace the dark over there.
I do. Well, in fairness, we're an hour ahead here as well.
shadow.
Say again.
We're an hour ahead
the
here,
shadow. That's true. Yeah.
so I have to embrace the dark before you every single day. Ed. Every single day. But we are getting that similar sunshine, that similar that baked feeling. So I do understand the sweaty nether regions of our bodies.
Yeah. That's how we were made.
I do understand the sweaty nether region of your body. I do understand that. I do get that.
Yeah, well, some guys play MMA on a computer. We play MMA for real. And we get
NMA.
right up in there.
NMA. Nuzzle, muscle.
Mixed nuzzling arts. Mixed nuzzling arse. That's what we do. Yes, sir.
Everyone wins. Everyone wins. It's a good thing.
Well, I haven't lost one yet. That's all I say.
And he's still undefeated. Edward Chocolate's Prover. Yeah.
So you didn't sing Deportees then?
So I didn't sing Deportees. I opened with Coyote's voice was breaking for the whoops. All my preparation went to nothing because for some reason my voice kept on. I think I was trying to be too much of a coyote, and I was also trying to be a coyote that wasn't going to sing just in the right places. Like, I was going to be the wild coyote on the hills and the mountains. So I would have to think about not singing in time with what I was playing, which was kind of fucking me up because as you know and have experienced, Andrew learned something one way. It's very hard to turn him from that path that he has learned a song or a lyric. I'll just go back to the same, or indeed life musings. So yeah. Anyways, so voice went to shit. I didn't want to bring any of the recordings of my voice breaking. I didn't. I'm not going to give you any of that this week. I can if you really want to.
Too dark. It's right up there in your mind with all the deportations and the war in the Middle East. The shriveling up
of my balls has nothing to do with the heat when it comes to me hearing that song. It's literally just my voice makes me want to. I need to hydrate just to get something back. So yeah. So but it went well. And I got the crowd to join in at the end. So
you did.
It was nice. With a soft ending. I didn't know what I was saying to them. And now we're going to end it soft. And I just hope they understood what I meant by that when I said it. And I think they did.
So sorry, take me back there and take me through that, because that was actually hard to hear. Maybe people didn't understand what was going on there. So you had asked people to join you in singing. Go on, yeah. So
I basically, when it came to the ooey part, I said, please help me, in a very desperate kind of voice. So I think you heard that part. But then they joined in, and I think there was like 25, 30 people there. And then so we're doing the woo. I can't even do it now. Woo, yep, woo, yep, woo. I see, even now it's hard. Something's gone on with my voice. It's something's broken in that department. My whooping sounds. But for the last one, what I imagined was what I imagined was like the coyote just. So I said, so everyone could understand that these group of people that I've never met was, let's finish it soft. And in fairness, I don't know, they
Yeah.
landed somewhere there. Maybe not
Mm.
exactly to the same like high energy that I just gave you there right now. But then again, I'm not
I don't know.
cooking like a coyote or yipping. I think they
It,
do yip.
it did sound like in my opinion, and my vast experience with coyotes, it did sound like quite a lovely, soft. What do they pack of coyotes? I guess they run in
I guess so. They must be. Yeah,
run in packs. Do they coyotes?
yeah. They're the
Well,
doggy family, so I guess they're all packs,
mm,
aren't they?
yeah. The best one is crows. A murder of crows
Oh,
is my favorite.
murder. Yeah.
A murder of crows. So so what was the rest of the night? Do you have any more clips that you'd like to
I have
bang out
loads of
there?
clips. I have loads of clips, and probably shouldn't wander too far into
Okay.
nonsense talk.
Mm.
Although I do want to say one more thing about the Coyote song, and that is how much you know about that bridge part in terms of
People being gone.
the Longhorns are gone. Longhorns,
They're a buffalo, are they?
yes, a type of cow. I don't know, buffalo. I'm accepting your answer as correct.
Thank
The
you.
drovers are gone.
Drovers, they would herd
Very
herd the
good.
livestock.
Yes, they
The
drove the
drover.
cattle across the plains
Yeah.
and all across all the whatever the land. The
Mm.
city slickers. You've seen city slickers, right?
I've seen that. That's all of them. That's where I'm getting all the answers to the questions.
This is all the references. And then there's two other. I'll skip the Comanches and the Outlaws, but like Geronimo.
John, he was I thought he was Apache, but maybe I'm wrong there.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
Apache
yeah.
chief.
Actually, wow! Look at you,
Yeah.
fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Yes, I I'm just going to keep giving that air of confidence to the listener. You're dead right, Ed. You're dead right. Yes, that's exactly.
Am I
what
definitely right though?
I think you are.
Did you-
I
did
think you
you-
are. I did. I
Okay,
did look.
better
I did look
better
this
look it
up right before the concert, just to kind of. But then, do you, the best thing about Apache or about Geronimo is when you look it
Apache
up.
pizza.
It's like Geronimo. You know the way Indian names usually like mean he who somethings.
Yeah.
Geronimo's he who yawns. Is what is all I could find. You can look it up there now, but Geronimo is he who yawns, and I was trying to kind of think about how I'd work that into the general chit chat of the night. I didn't end up working in there at all, but yeah, Geronimo, he who yawns.
Oh,
Bad
yeah,
moment to
that's
yawn.
cool.
He must have yawned at the really wrong moment. You.
Yeah.
He
Like
who
his
yawns.
first time around the peace pipe, I'd say he just gave an all yawn. Straight after the talk, and he just fucking yeah. He was Apache. He was I think he was one of the last ones. There was photos of him and everything.
Yeah, he was actually killed, if I remember the reading that they caught him and put him in prison. He died in captivity, actually, I think.
Ouch.
But I can't remember. We'll do a Geronimo breakout next week, because we'll probably have to dedicate a little bit of housekeeping, because I was called on our Candyman conversation
Oh yeah.
by our resident fact man. I don't know if fact man is the right thing. I don't know.
Well, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so there you go.
He was one of the robed people, the robed men.
One of the Robotron. I don't know. Anyway, but Candyman. Yeah, got a nice message about how it's an interesting movie. So which just before we came online, there I was watching a 20-minute. One of those 20-minute look backs, and I kind of felt bad because I'm only halfway through it. And I'm kind of thinking of stopping now and watching it, because the premise is not that terrible. Actually, it's not.
Okay.
It's not that bad. Actually, I think I was, and plus it's just got like all those movies, like fantastic, weird 90s vibes.
Okay,
Just to give you one example, there's a woman, the main character gets beaten up at one stage. She's beaten up by this guy called the Candyman. But he's like a gangster guy, and he's black. So they have five black guys lined up, but they all have to say the line, "You looking for the Candyman, bitch?" And it goes through each one individually, each of them saying the sign, and it's like, oh God, this is so mad to watch. Like this kind of stereotypical phrase, like, and all the ways there are people doing, like, you can imagine like gangland America in the 90s and what everyone had like black people saying. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of, it's just very funny to look at and how ridiculous it all was.
Was that the setup for the actual scary Candyman to come in, not the gangster one?
No, like, do you want to so I should lay out, if I'm going to do tiny spoilers here, but so skip maybe 2 minutes if you don't want to get ruined the Candyman for yourself, but
From the 1990s.
from 1992. So it's he's the Candyman. So she's kind of trying to figure out this urban legend of the Candyman. And what is the phrase that they used? I wrote it down here. The unself-conscious reflection of fear in urban society. This is what the premise of the idea of the urban legend is the unconscious. Let me read that out again there. The unconscious reflection of fear in urban society. And I think that's what the whole movie is kind of more based on than the idea of it like being anyway. But what do you call it? Where was it? What was I talking about there? Talking about the Candyman and fuck, I can't remember why I drifted onto that. Oh, the spoiler. Oh yeah, why he wasn't the Candyman. So the Candyman was a drug dealer that had taken the name. Like the urban legend was there, but this guy called himself the Candyman, and he was the one that kind of beat the shit out of the main character. But he wasn't the urban legend, the Candyman. Yeah. But because he was keeping the legend of Candyman alive, there was no need for Candyman. But since she pointed him out in a lineup. Now I've just watched this now, so I will be more certain next week. But because she pointed him out, Candyman was pulled off the street, and now Candyman, the urban legend, has to come back because his urban legend will be lost if there's not a Candyman on site. Yeah,
so he was just kicking it there while the gangster Candyman was.
It's pretty horrendous how he died. That's where I just ended it there now, was how they killed him, because he was the son of a slave or something. Kind of interesting, kind of nice the way it goes back, and it's just got lots of just like brilliant 90s stuff going on in it. Just hilarious and unusual. But back to the night. So 22 minutes in, we're doing fine. We're back onto the music now. So the night was a lovely night. Go on, yep.
Just before you get right back into
coming up.
I do have a small bit of housekeeping from last week. And so I'm just going to get right into it. I've nothing to promote, by the way. I don't know if you have any upcoming dates to promote.
16th of July.
16th of July, very good.
I just want to promote a date. Nothing going on. Just
love that date. So last week, housekeeping. So I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, Andy, after it aired or not. No, never does. Always confident, always cocky, always on the money. So in fairness, you did nothing that needed changing, but a couple of things. I don't know why, but I got really into swearing last week. Did you pick up on that in real time?
No.
Did you not?
Got really.
I dropped F-bombs left, right, and center. That I carpet bombed that podcast episode with the F word. I don't know why. But yeah, so it really stuck out. So I replaced
life imitates art. Said life imitates art. Fuck.
Okay, gotcha. I'm with you.
With
we'll come back. We'll circle back to that one. So swearing.
Maybe
swearing
it was your unselfish reflection of your own fears, unconscious reflection of your own fears. I don't know. That's just a theory. It's a theory.
Let's do a deep dive into that one next week as well. Maybe. Could be, Andy. It could be.
Go on. Sorry, you're trying to do something.
No, you're good. I like all this. This is really helpful. So anyway, me swearing. So I changed every F-bomb that I did. None that you did. You only did a few, which adds character to the whole thing. Cred. So I replaced them all with an ape noise, I don't know, I don't know. You're trying to signal to me now as if you're trying to tell me something. I
No,
don't know
no,
what
no,
you're
no.
talking about.
I was merely doing a cool sign that one would do when one gets credit with his cursing, much
Okay. See,
like
the reason.
Eminem or Jay-Z might do.
Okay. Okay. So the reason I'm paranoid about that leads me to my second thing, which is my microphone cut out. Remember we had a little microphone kind of issues with me last
Yes.
week, and so I'm watching out for you giving me signals now. That's why I'm kind of paranoid about it, because it did cut out and it was unusable. It was just you talking to dead air the last, let's say, 8 minutes of the podcast. So I had to cut that together as well. So apologies for that. And
thank you for doing that. You shouldn't. I don't know what you cut together, but thank you very much for whatever you did. I'm sure it was wonderful.
It was wonderful. And so last two things then, we said Pontius Pilate at the time, a cool name, by the way, let's be honest. At the time of Jesus' death, I said he was governor of Galilee, but he was actually governor of Judea, just so you know. That's one little error there.
All right, governor.
He's a governor, isn't he? And yeah, he's the governor, and when he wasn't
fucking
killing...
Jesus Christ, fuck off, wanker. Fucking.
Yeah, so he ran all the organized crime in Judea.
Okay.
So
Judea in Israel?
Yes, it's a part of present day Israel, and that was it really. That was the only thing we did wrong. Everything else is perfect, and that's it. That's the end of the housekeeping. Boom.
No theme tune to break us out there now. I'm too lazy to go back to it. It's there. It's
That's
always
fine.
there, but it's fine. It's always sitting there, just waiting to jump out.
To strike.
My housekeeping from last week. Yeah, I did it. Candyman, but I'll come back to Candyman. Candyman might have been 2 weeks ago. I can't remember actually. So yeah, last week I because I knew we were going to talk a little bit about the festival you're at and Igs to the Pops. And actually, I got talking to got talking to my wife. I was talking about I was talking about the Wall of Death, and we were reminiscing about walls of death and how you both, not me, because I was for once I was not even a driver, but I was acting in the role of designated driver, and the Wall of Death. Jesus Christ, the Polish Woodstock. It's it was a wild moment. I know, and listen, and we haven't got enough time to break into this. Okay. But Ed, you did a fine job, and it was scary for everyone, and everyone involved, wives, plural, and there weren't wives maybe at that stage actually, but yeah, it was.
They were trying their best. They were trying their best to court us.
Can you remember the band?
Pulling us into a wall of death.
Do you remember the band who were playing?
No.
I don't think it mattered. I think it was just
yeah. I think the guy who stomped on my head knocked that bit of knowledge out. Instantly forgot what band was playing.
You see, like you all have this, like when I speak to all three of you, like, you know, I can see all your faces just kind of like understanding the danger and the madness of a Wall of Death. And I don't know if it was like that in Dublin, but I can tell you the Polish people know how to do a Wall of Death probably. Because it's just and Polish Woodstock, it's a free festival we're going to that attracts like 100,000 people in a day, so it was always going to the Wall of Death was going to mean business there. But yeah, your guys, you all three of you seem affected by it.
I now, when somebody says Wall of Death, I take them literally at face value. I'm like, yeah, okay, so somebody's going to die when you do that.
And when you were looking at the Irish Wall of Death, did it obviously brought back memories of your own Wall of Death?
It did, but like I said, I stayed to the periphery there. And this Wall of Death was more of a like a low wall, like a really low wall. You might see around like a garden, right, or around a flower bed. Mm-hmm. It's really small. Mm-hmm. It was fine.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, that's the end of my housekeeping. All right, we're fine. We're back on the music, everyone. We're back on the music. So last week we had our gig, and we were joined by Kaia Gaea, and she was performing some songs from her album, which is called not Compass. I'm sorry, no, I'm gonna have to look it up here because Compass Driven, and you can find it on Spotify and Bandcamp. Compass Driven by Kaia Gaea. And yeah, so she's kicked off things, not with one of her own songs, but are you familiar much with John Mayer, with his music?
No.
Me neither. And yeah, but I've heard friends of ours talking about him before, and I know he's quite a famous American folk singer. Yeah, but Kaya kicked things off with I think it's called, I don't want to say One Love. I'm going to play the song, and when the chorus kicks on, I'll be able to. Good love.
You can taste that shit on my sleeve. I don't need it anymore.
So there's Kaia Gaea with Good Love by John Mayer. And that was her opening number to the gig. And I guess, yeah.
Savage guitar playing.
That's, and that's for me what the kind of was the major thing from kind of watching Kaia play, was just this exceptional guitar playing. And when she was at our apartment here, and we were just kind of practicing or whatever, and just kind of listening to each other's music, it was really nice. Yeah, you just get sucked into kind of watching her playing the guitar and just moving up and down the fretboard. And I know I've talked about that before in terms of people that can just dance around the fretboard. And I guess that's what you get for studying music, and for 4 hours of your day in college every day, being dedicated, just practice your instrument. And talking to her, I remember that evening, it was like, but that wasn't good enough to kind of, you know, the still the pressure to be good at music was higher than what she was able to give to it, or maybe not necessarily what she was able to give to it, but I think we talked about it, how it was kind of, you know, it's just a different, it's not that it's not about enjoyment, but it kind of, I guess, doing that much of something, it is becoming your job, and it's becoming like a very serious job that you have to kind of, you know, I don't know what I'm saying really right now, like, because it's just that it's dedicated to your art. So, and the results speak for themselves. But man, 4 hours, I kind of wish I think I'm jealous, actually. I think that's where I'm at. It's just like having given 4 hours a day. Like, if I give 4 hours to anything ever, I don't know if I've dedicated 4 hours of a day to like just one cause. Probably putting up marquees. Fuck me, that lad could put up a marquee. I used to spend 6 hours. Expert.
Beautiful.
So yeah, but yeah, that was Kaia Gaea, and then I have 2 more recordings from Kaia, and the next 2 are her songs from her album that she wrote during the pandemic, Compass Driven, and this next one is called I've Heard. And again, yeah, just beautiful guitar playing always.
I heard that it only gets better from here. In that second it will all become crystal clear. In that second packing, my dear. Colors on my feet, but I won't lose no tears. Walking down the street with a grin on my mouth.
Wow, very nice.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not good at classifying music, so I won't. But no, it's like it's a very unique kind of style, I would say. You know.
Yeah, I guess like I don't know. Gonna say you're no good at classifying, and I'm good at just shooting my mouth off, and not really knowing what I'm talking about. So pop folk. I'm gonna say pop folk.
Yeah. It's lovely.
It's
Really nice. God, well done, Kaia.
Yeah. So and so Kaia played a set for about 25 minutes, and then we kind of slipped back in there. But before I move on to Hawkin Twang, I'm going to play one more song from Kaia, and this was probably my favorite song that she played on the night. Because I actually think it's a great name for a song as well. I think she said it was about memory serves me correctly. It was something to do with a relationship from a Californian girl. There's your background to this song. It's called Wake and Break, and I kind of like it because it was something to do kind of with the surfing because of the wake, which is, you know what the wake is in the ocean?
I don't actually know. I've heard of a thing a wave breaking, but I've never heard. I don't know what a wake is. Oh, the wake is behind a boat, isn't it? Oh, that's a wake, right? If something is in front of you, it's making it. You're in its wake in the water, aren't you? If you're behind it and a wave breaks,
nice.
You see it kind of fall over, isn't that it?
Yeah. Well, this one was called Wake and Break, and I just kind of liked it because I like the surfing element to it, but I just like the whole play on words with the wake and bake and wake and break. As I think actually that's where it was. I think the song was about a breakup. I think of a partner he had at the time. But anyways, here we go.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So that's Kaia Gaea.
Very intricate music, isn't it? It's very like.
Oh man, it's just it's nice to just kind of sit down and just kind of, you know, when we play, I guess like people are kind of whatever. They're able to sit there and kind of look at us, but I guess they're looking at our faces because they're
bodies.
definitely not looking at not like we're good at what we do. You know, it's horses for courses. Takes many colors to make a rainbow.
It's 7, right?
Shit. There's many grains of sand in a beach.
Yeah.
So,
upon which to trample.
But with Kaia, you can watch her and just you just stare at kind of the way the control one can have of the hands and music and just strings and being able to play. I don't know. I just still find it amazing. I think, and that's the thing. Like I guess in this night, I was surrounded by all in different shapes and forms, trained musicians. Like everyone that was there, the Hawkin Twang crew and Kaia are all people that studied music. Actually, all of them. Did they study music? Actually, I'm not sure if Alex did, but I know he was in orchestras for a long time. It was just really nice.
If he wasn't, you're going to hear about it. Anyway,
No, he was. We were talking about it. We were talking about it at the weekend at a friend's at the drummer's birthday, actually, Kyle's birthday. So, thank you so much to Kaia Gaea for joining us on stage, and we look forward to the next event, which is the 16th of July in Posh Teckel with In Case of Crisis. Hopefully, I haven't reached out to them actually since, but it's a month away, so I don't want to be. If you are listening, if you're both listening, big shout out to Merla and Kira, and we'll see you next month and in Posh Teckel. But other than that, then go on, Ed. Go on.
Just before we move on, I think I interrupted you when you were plugging Kaia's URLs or locations.
Yes. We'll put links to them in things. So it's Compass Driven is the name of the album, and it's Compass Driven by Kaia Gaea, and we'll put the Bandcamp link on the website, and then the same in Spotify, Compass Driven. So that's Kaia's work, and watch this space.
And it's a disproportion, as in like it's not a pain in the ass to put links in show notes or anything like that. But in the mind, it becomes a disproportionate thing to do. So when we do it, do you know what I mean? It's really like you should follow the links because we mean it. Unless they accidentally go wrong, then don't follow them.
Then don't. Exactly. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Just don't know where I was going with that.
It takes many hands make light work.
They do.
They do. And speaking of the people staring at or people staring at people, and me staring at Kaia as she was playing the guitar. A lot of people said to me, after, you know what? Sorry, I know I'm laughing at myself now. There's been talk of getting me like a special sweatband, but just a little sweatband that just somehow just goes over the tip of my nose, because it's been noted in the last 2 gigs that the last time we played in Posh Teckel, it wasn't even, it was warm, but it wasn't like criminal warm like it is like now at the moment. But I was like, because I put it all in when I perform. I'm giving you my voice for that night, and I'm gonna screw myself over for tomorrow. But
exactly.
In any case, that causes a lot of energy, requires a lot of energy, which creates a lot of sweat. And I seem to have now, with I guess receding hairlines and whatnot, I've got a good steady stream of flow of water that reaches down the large area that is my forehead, but also being blessed with quite a strong nose, one that's been broken twice and reset once for some reason, whatever way. And now I'm starting to think that guy who recommended plastic surgery for me to perfect my feminine nose was right, because it seems like there's a drop that just gathers right at the tip and just hangs there. Then there's just this drop of sweat that will not just drop off, and even if I shake it off in the middle of it, I could sense it a couple of times, but it's hard to sing a song and just suddenly just shake your face like a dog kind of trying to get water off himself after coming out of a fucking river. So we've got the research team searching into how we can stop that pit of sweat from just gathering in that one spot each time. Especially when there's like a bench right in front of us, just people sitting on the bench just staring right into my face. And as I said, they're not looking at my guitar playing. They're checking out the sweat ball that's gathering. And that's not my crotch, okay, in case the sweat ball is an actual literal sweat ball. It's not. Well, it might be. I don't know who's not looking at my crotch. I can't see who's looking at what during our gigs. So.
Yeah, the old vinegar scrote definitely draws some people's eyes, I would say. So,
So,
so the
but
nose, God, that's an unfortunate place for it to gather, Andy.
God, it just
Jesus.
like, and it's just, it's actually not as defying. Oh, it's making me think of that song, but rolls down the nose. Now, I've always been like this. Like, I was in college. I remember in the hurlers in Limerick, and I would just go up there, and I was a band at that time called Free Beer, and
Oh yeah,
they
I
were
remember
playing.
Free Beer. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were quite the college scene kind of like, because they were just good fun. Now, when you got to kind of third, fourth year, you were kind of fucking done with them. But like, but every first and second year college was like Free Beer, the fucking great band, like, because they always got the crowd going. Um, but like, I'd go to their gigs in the hurlers on a, like, I think it was a Monday night, and I wouldn't move. I just go up to the hurlers and I just stand there and not move, because I know what was happening if I do too much moving. And like, half an hour into it, I just would be fucking like, what's that Twilight movie where the vampires start to sparkle in the sunlight? Like, they can't go into the sunlight because they start to. That was me, just, but it was a shimmering sweat. It was just like, but like, it starts off as a shine, but then it starts
Yeah.
to gather into a flood, and then the flood starts to run, and then it starts to gather at the tips, and so it would slide down the nose and around to the bottom part, but not go so far to go into my mustache. It would only go as far as to just barely make it there, to just look like it's a little booger hanging there.
Oh,
Well, that's what I imagine. I don't know. I don't know if everyone else is recognizing that sweat. But I'm sure
your
at some point
nose.
everyone's going, kind of looks
Stay away
like.
from him.
Yes.
Your nose is the gargoyle of the cathedral that is your face. That's what it is, basically.
That's exactly
Trying to get the moisture away from the main area. But you give it all, Andy. That's the price of giving it all. Like, you know,
that's the price.
There's nothing to be said for it. You know, that's.
Listen,
what can you do?
I know.
Speaking of
We're
which.
going to. Speaking of which, I'm going to. So because I knew this theme was going to be kind of. I knew I was going to talk about Kaia's exceptional guitar playing. I wanted to focus a little bit more on our wonderful people that have played music with us. So the next couple of clips are songs that I've played before, but I've tried to now. I'm just going to make apologies for myself, but because I've left at the last minute to try and put clips together. So I've tried to pick 3 clips that kind of isolate just the wonderful talents of our fellow band members in the Hawkin Twang gang.
They drift along the tiles in hand, and turning slow to her he steps, brings them closer and breathe each other's breath.
So yeah, that's the old tempo change in the wonderful Wide Canal, and you can't hear Alex's so well in that one, but it is kind of a flute-led Pauline sesh, both in the middle of the song, or at the beginning of the song, and at the end when she plays her tune that goes with the White Canal as well, which is amazing as well, and which we threw together, and yeah, we played the whole thing. Actually, I forgot that was
Very
actually
nice.
at the end of it. But yeah, so that's
Nicely
the White
done.
Canal. Yeah, it's as we've said many times, it's wonderful, and I guess it's an everybody thing, and I go back to my rainbow or whatever the fucking analogy I want to use, but it's awesome playing with them, and I think you agree, because it's just like we often say it's just like, now make this middle bit sound cool. Just
That's all I say. I just point at bits in the song and go, I need something there.
I need something there to sound cool. You know,
Yeah.
I'll take
Because the rest of this song is shit. I need something to lift it up. Yeah, and they always deliver.
Yeah. So for some reason I got Brewers Lane up here as well, and I can't remember what it was that I isolated in that, but I've isolated something that I thought was kind of more related to the talents that we have, the talent within.
As the moon fades with the night, the mill, the wall, the arches fall, and now the river has dark light. Darling dawns and deities corrupt, steal the smile, shake the hand of every man as the dark creeps past their eyes. Darling dawns and deities corrupt, steal the smile, shake the hand of every man as the dark creeps past their eyes.
Beautiful.
So it was
That's great. That's really great.
that was so. Yeah, the end of shut up, me.
Thank you very much.
Fuck off. God, how long did
Thank you very much to Kai.
I'm gonna turn that
Oh
off?
God, that's how all our listeners feel every week. Ugh.
It's a podcast within a podcast within a podcast. This is what Inception is about. It's just
Make it stop.
Stephen, I've got an idea. I think you're gonna like it. A dinosaur does a podcast in a podcast in a
In Leonardo
so,
DiCaprio's head.
just,
Beautiful.
there you go. That's not a bad.
That was great.
No.
That's
But
all
yeah,
really good.
no. So I like that. We've kind of ended Brewers Lane a little bit different, where it's kind of Kyle has to kind of it ends, but then it's like it's a fake end. It's a false door, a false trap, false. Give me a good thing for that. The song is
False
not
friend.
ending, which I think it's a false friend.
It's a false friend. That's what it is. You know, for all the people who wanted it to end, it's a false friend.
People are just going to the toilet. It's fuck. Darling dawns and days, you got the fuck back in your seat.
Piss your pants.
Zing.
Oh, piss your pants there. It's really nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, I loved the cello there. That was fucking savage. Real nice. And
Yeah,
dark.
yeah. Alex is really rocking it with the cello these days. I think I've said it to him a couple of times, and
Say it to him again.
He'll still
I
give
don't
me
want
the
to hear
most.
your excuses.
Yeah. He'll still just be humble and thankful. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. But yeah, no, great session, great night, and and altogether, they're a good crew. So we're not meeting up this weekend. We are actually, just to give you now. So if you stuck around long enough, you're about to get it. It's the 19th of June, everybody. It's a Thursday. So we are recording early again for 2 weeks in a row. This is 2 Thursdays in a row now. We're getting this shit done. And I'm away this weekend, so that's what I'm off to a place called Luma. I should be safe to tell everyone because I'll be back by the time you think of coming and fucking getting me, Candyman, you motherfucker. You can't get me. I'll be gone. She should have just had a podcast, and then he would never have got her.
But in Germany, it would just sound der Bonbon Man. It just sounds so shit.
Süßigkeiten, Mann, oder?
Why do we always
anyways.
put on that? Why do we always affect that accent whenever we want to take the piss out
Because
of
I
Germans?
work with
It's
them
so
every
fun.
day, and
No, but
I think I am qualified to understand they all sound.
I think it's also from The Simpsons, isn't it? It's that kid from The Simpsons. I'm full of chocolate.
I begs
That
to.
guy.
I begs
I
to.
begs
It's look as mine.
Yeah, beg you to look at mine first.
Well, in fairness, you got The Simpsons, you got Die Hard, which was kind of the same kind of like, this was it Die Hard? It was Die Hard, wasn't it? Where
Two
the
diehards, I'd say.
two diehards, where it was kind of Germans, and they were very that kind of German, like this. We are going to get you, no,
I don't remember them being like that. No,
no.
no, no, I don't think so. Like
Alan
Alan
big it up to
Rickman.
the Germans.
Alan Rickman was the first one, wasn't he? And then it was. I'm gonna fuck this up now. For some reason, I want to say Ray Fiennes. It wasn't Ray Fiennes. It was someone else. Anyway, next week. So come here. Can I ask you just before you have another clip? I presume, right? Do you?
I do. Yeah, we'll wrap up now in the next 60 to 70 seconds.
If you could explain this in 60 to 70 seconds, how did you land on the format of the gig? Why did you go 2 by you first, then a set by Kaia for 25 minutes, and then a set by Hawkin Twang? Why do it that way?
We have a cello, and the cello is an awkward one to plug out, plug in, plug out.
Okay.
Not just that, but also the and knowing that, and kind of wanting to have a flow of a 1 hour to 1 hour and 20-minute session.
Okay.
You don't want to lose. Like, even when Kaia finished, even though it was only 5 minutes that we needed for Alex to plug in his cello, it lost people. Now I know people have to take a break, but like people kind of. And it's not that I don't want to give people a chance, but I think that like, this is only going to be an hour and 20 minutes, go grab your drink or whatever. But like, it's Berlin as well. People like, it's sunny outside. People want to go outside for a smoke. And it's kind of like, so I guess it's about kind of, it's about keeping the thing going without any breaks at all.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where we landed. Yeah, so it's easier with me by myself, and plus I think if it's a bit awkward for the what I can imagine, it's a bit awkward for the other musicians in Hawkin Twang, that they they're sitting in for like 1-2 songs, and then they're having to get up and leave, but they're not talking to anyone. They're literally just getting up there and going do 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 or and that was the flute, drum, and cello.
Really good. That's very
as
good,
I see it.
It's actually better than the actual
it's actually
one.
I think I don't
probably
need them anymore.
Kick them all out of the band now.
Yep. Hawkin
and
Twang.
going to beatbox this one, guys.
So I think we'll follow a similar format the next time. Hopefully, Kiss Christ will join, and that'll be a banjo and mandolin. So I think that's even going to be easier. If we could figure out a way to get Alex's cello to be able to just not have to be unplugged, but I think he is quite wisely worried about it. It's not exactly something that you can stick in a corner.
You glossed over the fact that I suggested getting a juggler to keep the crowd entertained.
No, didn't I? Heard you. I thought I was being referenced to as the juggler, as in the juggler of the bands. I kind of no. It's funny you say juggler now, because a lot of jugglers on my cycles these days. The traffic light juggler is fucking back with a bang. I pass 3 of them every single evening. Like, not in the mornings, they're not there, a bit lazy, don't get up early or something like that. Anyway, we're going to run out of time.
Nightlife of a juggler, man. It's wild.
I think I'll take some videos and post them on Instagram. We haven't done that yet, but I'm going to, there's been a lot of interesting ones.
Hiring now.
But anyways, listen, everyone, this is the end of the gig. This is the final session. This is Odyssey, and this is Alex's solo in Odyssey with a little bit at the end. We'll see you all next week. Love you all. Take care, and good night.
One cold hard stone, no place like home. You're a wizard. real to fake. Another servant